Yeah, jolly good December for all of my friends here. Yeah, I know. I should be having a smack in my behind because I actually did something that I would go live stream shortly after my first release live stream. But you know what? Something added up that I couldn't even get on the internet afterwards, and suddenly I have visitors. I mean, happy jolly December. How come is it that you know what, friends? I mean, you know people, and we know them 365 or how much days in 1 year. I am not sure how to count a year, but I think it's 365, 665 yeah days, right? Can you people explain to me Jolly Good December? Jolly Good December. Yes. How come it is only in December you suddenly know or see how many account kindness or friends you have? I mean, hello. I don't mind having you call me, for example, in this not in December, but in maybe February, March, April, May, June, perhaps when it's my birthday, right? Or one of the other wonderful months of years. No, no, it is like everybody, oh my God, it's December, it's soon Christmas. I have to sort of this and this and this. Come on, girls. I mean, 15 people on 3 days calling and oh, I've just remembered, I know you, right? I mean, hello to the one who's here. Jolly good December. You know what, girls? We have friends all the year around. It doesn't have to just be in December. You're calling a person and say, you know what, you are the most wonderful person and a friend. I mean, like elderly, your parents, for example. Oh, good morning, Maria. Oh, I have just been in church. You get ready. Thank you for coming to say hey, and God bless you, Maria. Thank you for saying hey. Sending prayers. I was just saying, yeah, we all have been busy, Maria, and you are forgiven. And we are stressed in these times. It is December, and it seems that everything is relied on December. So I was just saying it's going to be a jolly December, and we need to think about we have people. I mean, other months can be for calling people too, not only in December. And this is going to be it is meant to be jolly, and we have to think about Christ. Why are we celebrating Christmas? And you know what, I am so happy to see you, Maria, and I am also happy to hear you are ready to church. So it is an important time of year. Amen. Yes. And I was just explaining that I have just here promised to go back live streaming after a short period. And suddenly I have, people I haven't spoken to for a whole year. And suddenly all people are calling and, oh my God, how are you? And yeah, it is December. And I was like, do I know you? Are we friends? No, yeah, we are kindness, we meet at that. And I say, you know what, you don't have to call me, right? Hello, Dorinda. So good to see you. So it has been a very jolly good days where I have got phone calls and visitors. I mean, people have 15 visitors for 3 days. Normally, I don't see one person, and they were just coming to see how I was doing. And I say, where were you when I was sick? I mean, I haven't heard from about 5 or 10 years ago, and suddenly, but I heard you are feeling better. I mean, I it is, yes, it is. That's too many. I mean, and so I have talked about, and I told my son this week, don't even try. I mean, push the doorbell, because I have simply disconnected it, because from now on I told them, call me before you arrive, otherwise I am not home. Because I mean, also because it is people you don't know. There's 12 months in a year, there's 365 days. I mean, it doesn't only have to be in December. You sort of start to remember people, right? I mean, it would be so much more heartwarming if you could sort of, line it out in the whole year. And no, I don't expect a lot of people for Christmas. I am going to church. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you, Dorinda. I am not the only one, because I was exhibiting in baking, and you have so much things. Um, please call first. I mean, because and yesterday I got messages from some of you lovely girls in my phone, and I managed to read the messages, and suddenly when I was going to sort of reply on it, right? Suddenly it called on the door, and it was like, and then I simply forgot to answer the message, because your brain is sort of filled up. Yeah, I mean, the time is limited, and why only in December? Please, I mean, and of course I love to have people, but I have also things to do. And so then people come and tell me, Dorinda, why haven't you cleaned that up, and start to sort of tell me how to clean up and what to cook. And I sort of look at them, is that the only why you are here, to check if I have cleaned up my apartment and tell me how to live my life, and what to get rid of and what to keep? I mean, then it's better for you to stay away. I mean, I mean, this is my life, right? Yeah, me too, Dorinda. I actually did that, and you know what? That started to get pissed off me, and I said, how about if I came to your place and start to tell you, and I mean, redecorate your home?" And then she said she would be pissed off and say, "Of course, that's where I am now. So thank you for your visitors. The door is there." So no, I am not. I mean, nope, no visitors. I can assure you. And see here, 3 days ago, Dorinda, I bought these magnificent pears, and I cut it in half. This is 3 days old. Have a look at it, and I haven't coated it with anything, right? And it's not even too brown. And I was like, oh my God, I have eaten it. How can it not turn brown? And then you start to think, how, how is that grown? I mean, for 3 days with no, and it's not even, yeah, I don't know what's on it. I mean, this must been coated in something, and I am not thinking it's safe to eat. I don't dare eat it. I have eat half of it, but I don't. So yeah, 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 exactly, Dorinda. Natural stuff doesn't last like that, and that means this is definitely not a natural grown or breeded pear at all. There's no such things for 3 days. It's only dried out a little bit. Um, so I, 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 I mean, you're getting shocked, more and more shocked how your food is more and more synthetic. I mean, does real food actually exist anymore? That's the great part of it. But the jolly good thing is that I am so pleased that today I have actually ignored the doorbell. Thank God it's Sunday after church. I sort of, came home very, like nobody sees me. And I simply just ignore the doorbell because today I would really like. Yes. Oh yeah, in America, I wouldn't dare eat something. I mean, Denmark is very strict on what they're putting in food here. So and I mean, it is scary to think about how they can actually sneak all that crap into our foods. It doesn't even smell. Can you remember, Dorinda? When you smell it, I mean, it should smell like a pear, right? It doesn't even do that. It smells like sugary water, and there's absolutely, I gave up eating it because it's absolutely tasteless. I mean, there's no smell. It is like it's wax coated. I mean, this sticky wax. Um, but this is frightening. Yeah, me too. I mean, this is frightening when you can do that. And then I mean, buying some flour, from when we make bread, you can have this flour. And people keep saying, "Hello, Kathleen. Oh, jolly good to see you." And I am just showing up. I cut this pear 3 days ago, Kathleen. I haven't coated it with anything. Have a look. It's not even turned brown, and it doesn't even smell of a pear or any kind of, yeah. So yeah, it is a little creepy. Yeah, Fiona. Hi. Hello, Emma. good to see you. So, and what I was also starting to tell here, yeah, it's really shiny. Look at it. I mean, and it's like it's coated with wax or something. And I did want to say to wash it first, and so yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, because it says it's eatable, but I can even show you. I mean, it came in a packet like this, 6 of them for. I even paid 20 krona for 6 of these. I'm not even sure I want to boil them for something. Maybe I should just leave it and see how long it can survive. But maybe you're right. It is one of these decoration. It's Dorinda, it's meant for decoration. It's not meant to eat. I mean, it is so shiny. So nope. Um yeah, let's see how long it can last. I mean, I am going to leave it like this. It's pretty funny. Sad funny actually. So, but it's good to see you too, Emma. And yeah, yeah, let's have a science experiment here. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, and as you can see, Kathleen, I still live in I can lift it like this here. So, yeah, and I thought it was too cold for my ears, so I have just, put my braids like this. Maybe I should turn it around like this to keep my neck warm, but oh gosh. And people, I was, yes, it is soon to be Christmas, and yes, exactly, Emma, it is ear warmer braids. It is storming, it is raining, and oh, she is alive, Tracy. Oh, that's good. Yes, I was so glad to hear from her. I really was that she's still with us, and it is very. Oh yeah, Christmas is it's right. So it is as I told Dorinda in the beginning. I mean, come on, 15 people has passed by here. I heard you were doing good and blah blah blah, right? And I said, and people are calling. I mean, people I haven't spoken to for 10, 15 years, 5 years, and I was like, wow, do we know each other? Yeah, but I was sitting here, I was wondering how you were doing in my old book, and we have went to school, and I said, oh, did we? And she had found me from Facebook and stuff like that, and I said, you know what? We have 365 days in a year. Why the hell do you have to call people in December? I mean, I haven't heard from people. It has been so quiet, right? For a whole year, and whoop, in December, where you are meant to be even more jolly and even more busy because you have Christmas coming up. People are calling. People are suddenly standing in front. Hey, I like to see how it's going. Have you cleaned up and blah blah blah. And I said, you know what? There's two people I had to sort of, there's the door. And from now on, I told my son, you know what? I'm not even letting them in. I mean, if you're not one of my closest, you're not going in. Yeah. So, but it is very kind of these people. Absolutely, but oh, that's maybe the problem, Dorinda. I have never thought about that. And it's not because I'm not appreciating it, Emma, but you know what? What I'm trying to tell people, also Kathleen, is, you know what? I mean, it is not only in December you need to hear from your friends, or I mean, sometimes in January or February, you also need to be checked on, right? I mean, not only in December. Yeah, I know that, Emma. Yeah, I mean, so I know that, Emma. I could read that. No, 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 no. I don't dare eating that science experiment. These it is fake Pringle. Good morning, Soto. Good to see you. I don't dare eating this. I mean, I'm pretty shocked I actually eat half of it. So yeah. Oh, it's so good to see you, Soto. Oh, so yeah. So here in Denmark, it is. I know, I can see that, sweetheart. Oh, and it is raining. It is cold. It is like, as you can see, my braids are ear warming. Same in Michigan. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it is like, indoor weather. You get sort of, the weather can actually, I mean, be depressed. But I am sure we are not going to let that bad weather depress us, because it is a jolly good Christmas time right now. It is. I mean, we have to be joyful, but of course, not only in December. I mean, we have the entire year to be jolly about. And yeah, I have been had chopper here to keep warm, and some other people I had home. Oh, you are, Dorinda? Yeah, but it is. I mean, it is also. I mean, the as far as I remember, in Michigan, isn't it very like old prairie, open? I mean, there's no such things as I'm not sure. I have just heard it's like a flat prairie. Oh yes, all those lakes, water. So that's cold. Yeah. Um, I can't brag for Denmark. I think okay, some hilly, yeah. Like here in Denmark. I am going to turn this around here. Let's see if I hold it like this and you can actually see the window. I'm not sure you can see the rain, but it is raining and stormy. But I mean, what we call a storm here in Denmark is like, somebody who, if you compare it, like somebody who blow out a candle. So, and it is very icy and cold, but I mean, that's why I am also sending so much prayer to you girls, because I know you live in horrible weather condition. Yes, he does so do. Could you see that? I mean, he is really behaving here, as you can see. If I turn it like this, can you see Philip? He's over there. Actually, he has now reached the ceiling. This is a floating so, but I can of course feel it. Thank God it's not heavy. So otherwise you will lie on the floor. Yeah, he looks very good. My husband is looking very good today. Yes, he liked the moist. I mean, and the cold and the wet. So yeah, and yeah. And today I am actually alone because as I said in the beginning, I have visitors, I have phone calls. I mean, I am been so blessed with people that has come over, because it is the 1st of December, and everybody thinks that I better get it over with, right? I mean, do it from heart. I mean, if you really care, as Emma and I agree with, there's 365 days in a year, so it doesn't have to be only in December. Yes, and I have lots of hugs for you, Soto, from Andre and Odin. We found him a camping wagon for him and Odin, so he is very well settled, and we have found place for 5 young homeless children, aged 13 to 17. Their parents have kicked them out. So, and yeah, And mommy and babies on host boat. Yes, I have been there too and put a warm donation for them. And I was also going to do that. I'm making a reversed Christmas advent calendar. I have actually 2 boxes where every day from yesterday, every day in December, I put a tin can of chickpeas, some pasta, or any food, when I have been shopping. I'm filling it up in box, and when the 24 is coming and the box is full of groceries, so that means I buy 2 extra sets of grocery, put it in my 8 advent boxes, and the 24 it is going to be donated for a needed person or homeless, and so they can have a great Christmas dinner. And that's something new we started to do. And I think it's actually a great idea because here in December, I mean, you buy a lot of things, right? And you give a lot of things. So why not, instead of, buy all these crap calendar with cheap makeup and stuff like that instead, and give something sensible, like, something that can cook off and make the day a little better. So, and I have 2 people that are going to have it, and I know they need it because the time is it is hard for people, and I have to say it is even more harder for a person that we have some of them that had a good job, they're normally used to go and buy without checking prices, they had no worries, and suddenly everything cracked down for them. And that means, they have to learn now how to survive for a third of what they have. Oh, yes, Dorinda. And I'm so happy to see you too. Yes, it is. It is a long, hard winter. So we are going to make a lot of fun things, hopefully, and make it a good Christmas for all of you. So, and that means I am going to invite you to my kitchen today later on, because now I have the peace and quiet. Good morning, Susan. So when I have got my afternoon coffee, we are headed to the kitchen. So, and yeah. Oh my God, so sad to hear that, Emma. Yeah, and you know what? The saddest part is it happened everywhere now. And you know what? Oh, Susan, hello. Welcome. Good morning. Great to see you. And I'm so pleased that I sort of, it's only me now. So I can be with you girls. Oh, they're okay now. That's so good to hear. And it's also good to see you, my friend Susan. Yes. Oh, that's happy to hear. And I am also going to tell you a little bit about. I hear some of you people say that Christmas is expensive. Please don't let money destroy your Christmas spirit. I was seeing news that people were, I can't afford this and I can't afford that, and we need to have this, we need to have. No, you don't need all this. There's no reason. It's like Thanksgiving where you buy too much food. There's no need for it. If it is such a problem, then don't think about, the true Christmas is not about, you have to go out and put yourself in debt to buy gifts for all your relatives because it is expected of you. You have to consider that the devil, I call it the devil's trick, because he's the one that sort of, tell these, now produce this and tell brainwash people to believe they they can't have a Christmas without all this crap. Of course you can have it. It is not about going out and buy the most expensive Christmas tree or putting anything. It is not. Don't buy into commercial. That is so true, Soto. I'm happy you girls understand and can help translate. You don't have to. So what I'm going to do now, I was actually hoping my Christmas calendar was started yesterday, but I was pretty busy telling people, you know what, I know how to cook my own food, and no, I don't care about this supermarket has a sale on Christmas, these Christmas light bulbs, or what it is, because I don't need them. No, I don't need Christmas trees light here. I still have some old ones and they're still functional, so there's no need for replacement, right? And it seems that Christmas trees are very, very difficult and expensive. And you're right, Emma, it's get more and more commercial. And the rich are getting more and more desperate because they can't squeeze any more money out of us. But if these people remember to pay the workers might be able to buy from them. And this is also one of the things that's really, put big bow on my theory that the poverty doesn't exist because we can't afford the poor. It is more because we can't satisfy the rich people, all of these in the top of the hierarchy. So, and the saddest part is that a lot of these young people and a lot of people today are so brainwashed, they don't know how to survive and how to make things without money. Yeah, it is so true, Emma. It is so difficult to explain to them, but listen up. Don't follow the masses and forget the M, and it will say don't follow the asses because they are assholes. Sorry for my expression, because they're turning you into, helpless individuals. And I am too old for that. I told them, you know what, I'm too old for you that crap, because I know how to survive. I know how to cook. Yeah, you like that Facebook too. I post. Yes, me too, Emma. I love that one. I really loved it because it is, I mean, what it is. And God also said you have to be careful not to follow the crowd because they are going the wrong way. I mean, don't believe in them because all their matter is the green money. And as we talked about, a lot of these people, I mean, they had everything, and suddenly, everything is taken away. And my spirit is lifted by, I know that, the best part of Ronald Hump is that he's a mortal. I mean, he is a mortal human being. That means God has given him as human a limited here on earth. So we just have to deal with it and shake our head and say, poor guy, because he is really a sad person. So let's go to the kitchen and see what I can dig up out there for my Christmas recycle. Come and join me. And I have actually cleaned a little bit up. See, I have a beautiful girl in here, as you can see, on the bed, on a duvet cover. Yes, she is. And we have about an hour battery. Let's get out here in the light. And yesterday, I was at the bakery store. I wanted something. Yeah, here it is actually. See, they are called this. I don't even dare to eat these pears right here. Okay, it says it has to be flushed or cleaned before use. And it's from Dutchland. And it's imported from the Netherlands. Sorry, from Coop Denmark. And you have to keep them cool. As I showed you that one inside, I caught it 3 days ago and it didn't even start to brown up. So you know what? We'll leave them. I promised to Rinda. These are going to be our experiment. How on earth we are going to deal with that? So in here, as you can see, yesterday I am a person. I love my blue cheese. And I was looking for bread. I mean, and I couldn't find anything. So as you can see, yesterday I have baked Danish old-fashioned bread. This is made with oak, wheat kernels. I don't know what you call them, and wheat flour, and less amount of yeast. So I am going to show you the recipe, how you can actually make it without having to use a lot of amount of yeast and make a very nice bread. It is very tasty, as you can see. This is how it looked like. Inside, it is a very good bread. more nutrition. I mean, I went to buy some white bread here and it tasted like cardboard. I don't know if you ever have tasted, I mean, this strange bread and you sort of, I mean, it reminded you a little bit about cardboard, like paper taste of it, and I think it has something to do. People are saying I can't digest it because I am gluten allergy. I think it's more about that when you read about the flour, it's filled with synthetic conservation, and you have to consider that they are GMO. So the straws, normally corn, will be just as tall as me, 150 meters. But now these days, because of modern machinery, they can't grow them higher than that, and that means they have put their GMO and make so the straws are getting shorter. So it is easier for them to harvest. So, as you can see, as I promised, what we are actually going to do Oh, yes, I heard about that one, Emma, and I read it, and it was horrible. I mean, shame on these people. I mean, how can you treat your fellow human being like that? I mean, some of the people are saying I mean, it's so unbelievable what people are actually doing to each other. And in my belief, what I also see in Facebook and stuff like that, people have to consider that you have to, in the good book, it says you have to feed your poor people and be good to anyone. And that's how it is. Yeah. So what we are going to do, what I promised you girls, is that we are going to slaughter here, if I can have it, right here. Here it is. Can you remember? I promised you to show you how to deal with this. We are not many, but it is early for you girls, so you have to see the reply. Yes, and yes. So as you can see, I have the big bad guy here. So we are simply going to slaughter this one. As you can see over there, I have 3 more. I have even this one. As you can see, a bigger one. And this has another destiny. So, and we have one over here, even bigger. So, and that's what we are going to do today. Slaughter it. So, and I got the big pot here. And here we are. So, and as you can see, I have even made a list of things that I sort of have to do. And as you can see, I simply recycle old paper here. So that's how it is. Now we need to pack our bread in clean cloths. And I will store that in the oven here. So Okay, this is a little high up. So, and I have been thinking a lot about my promise to you girls, of course. But you know, when a busy brain, you know, you're always being told you have to do this, and people are starting to come and try to explain to you that you are doing the things wrong. It seems that, I mean, every day on Facebook you are told you have done this wrong your entire life. Let me show you how to really do it. And you look at them and think, yeah, I don't want to say that word high, because sometimes you really sort of think about where have they put the brain. I mean, sometimes they're doing the thing so it's even more difficult, or I don't know the word for it, but I can only shake my head for these people. And sometimes I'm really wondering, you know, the fascination about how we as a human beings can have been surviving for tens of thousands of years without knowing all that crap we know today. I mean, and every day there's somebody who says you're not allowed to eat this, you're not allowed to do that, and blah blah blah. And you know what? It can really be so tiring. Have these idiots to tell you how to cook your stuff and how you are supposed to do. Hello, Lisa. What was I rubbing in the towels? The bread. Good morning, Kathleen. Yes, I was actually making an old recipe. It is called a poor man's bread, and it is homemade bread, and it is made out of oatmeal and wheat flour and some grain, so that I have boiled up, and I only use a very small amount of yeast for this, so I don't need to, yes, a very nice and healthy bread. And I am of course going to show you how to make it. Actually, that was my opinion, but it seems like we talked about in the beginning, it seems that people only remember old friends in December. And as we were talking about, you know, the year has 265 days, where you also can call this is how it look like in slices, and it's very soft and it is very tasty. This is also from the Middle Ages. This is a very ancient Viking bread. As you can see, it's a little heavier and sturdier. Oh, yes. So, but now it is time for slaughter. Here, we are going to slaughter this, and I am going to find... Oh, hi, Kansas. Yes, I will do that. Yes. Here it is. And as you can see, sometimes people have write to me here, and oh, good morning, Turtle. Good morning. Let's see how much juice I got on this one. I think I got it. I don't have to. It is more if I need to see you girls. Writing to me, because I will lower it. Yes, Kansas just got in time. Good morning, Sue. We are going to butcher that thing. Oh, it is doing, yes, jolly good better. I have sort of disconnected my doorbell. Yes, and you'll find out when you ever see the replay, because it seems that people keep coming, disturbing you, because it is December. It is jolly good December, so as soon as Christmas. And it means, oh, I was just looking, and found out I know you long time ago, and I just wanted to say hey and see if you have cleaned up in your apartment, and I can see you didn't get any further. And I had to show some people the door and say, you know what, forget it. And that means, and they also keep calling, and I just figured out that I can actually find it in the phone book on the internet. So okay, so now I have simply only told my son that if you ring to me and I told you and I don't have your name on the number, I'm not picking up the phone. Yes. So I am going to slaughter Jack today with this big nasty guy here. So, and I got the brown sugar. So what we are going to do is figure out where I put it. Yeah. So it is the pot down here. We are covering up here. So here we are. And I need to have this big. No, we are going to make something, not pumpkin bread, but this is my yes, it is actually the Danish way to make it into pumpkin spice filling, like a bread spread. And for that we need one like this. And oh my God, if you can smell it, we need Christmas spices to it. And the Christmas spices is here. Hopefully. This is Kräuter. Bitter wasn't that one. We have that one. This is also one of these things I need to sort of have a little grip. I think you girls know what these are. I mean, you buy spices, you pack them up, you put and in the end you sort of forget what did you buy, and suddenly you have 4 boxes like this and find out you have maybe 5 or 4 of the same spice all taking off. That was not the one. Okay, I got something down here. See, one more box here. Yes, I know, but it's the left arm, so I am careful. Only to take my strong arm here. This is also a Kräuter. That is cardamom. Yes. And this is licorice root. And I had it yesterday. Where did I put it? That means this only need to be added some cardamom. So I'll pick that up. Star anise, pomeranc, licorice, tomatil, nilga. Yes. Oh, that is lovely. that is so lovely with licorice tea. And to avoid this to sort of slice all over so it doesn't hurt my arm, poking holes and baking. Are you thinking about poking holes and baking? Oh, to cut it. Okay. Yeah, but you lose a lot of things from it when you do that. I am putting this down here so you can see, hopefully. I'll just clean the, here we are. Yes, I can see you over here. Yes, that's what your grandma did, but my problem too is my oven isn't big enough. So what we are starting to do is center, and don't put the knife into, only use the half of the tip of the knife, because otherwise you can actually break the blade of it. And only because you have to consider this is hollow, and if you simply just very gently in the outer space here, like this, and let the knife go down, and you have it here. You have already opened it in half, like this. Yes, Turtle, I even have a bigger one. Yes, I am, Kansas. Because this will actually act like a vacuum to the knife, so you can actually break it. And yes, these are going to be roasted with salt, cleaned up. And then you simply take a spoon like this and clean everything out with. And I am going to show you what we also are using this for, because we will need it in our traditional Christmas. We don't just see them as, I will. So this, they are going to be roasted with salt when they are cleaned. And my grandma just simply grabbed it out with her hands, but I don't know, but I have some sort of, you know, it's a little slimy, but maybe she's right. This is maybe the only best way to do it. Just simply grab your fingers. Lucky I washed them before here, and they are springing everywhere. And I don't know, this is I'll show you. I have to go back for tonight. Yes, you do. Okay, you do that, Emma. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. Yes. So, you know what? I'm sticking with my spoon because I'm getting these all over here. need to cut a little bit. And as you can see, I'm simply scraping them out, and we are going to show you how to clean them and how to roast them. What I'm actually doing is I'm scraping it into an extra bowl around here. And voila, here it is, like this. Now, what we are going to do is, again, as you can see, only use the tip of the knife like this and sort of gently press it down like this, and you have one more quarter. And then it is actually easier to take it this way. Because you smaller it is, you less attention is it into it. And the reason why I simply have this cloth here is because otherwise it will slide for you. You need it to have a firm grip when you cut it. It is absolutely an ordinary oven I have here. Yes, small one, electric. So what we need is this. To get the peel off. Because Kansas, this is how I get my orange dye. So that's why I am simply taking all the orange and no more than this. Don't cut it too deep like this. Because we are going to use it for drying, and then we cross it and we can actually make some beautiful dye powder of it. So that's what we are doing. So now you have to see me cut this. Because you like this deep red here. And as you can see, I'm pretty clever. I cut them in sizes that are perfect for my this, and I am going to put that back on because we need the rest of it. So and as you can see, I'm trying to keep my left arm so as close to my body as possible to avoid overdoing with my bad wing here. So, and what have you girls for plans for Christmas dinners? Okay. Oh, Kansas, I love you. Yeah, you're holding your breath. Oh, yes, I'm sending, you know what? I am actually sending little prayers that I don't cut myself. I have actually never tried that, but as you know, you should never say no because accidents can happen. Sadly. So, but you are going to see me cut up 4 pumpkins, and I have actually 4 different recipes to show you girls how to do. Yes, never say never. That is so true, Soto. That is so true. But as you can see, the security is that it is firm. And let the knife do the job like this. And if you had a slippery board, you would easily be able to cut yourself because it is slippery. And as you can see, it is better to use the tip of the knife and just follow the lines of the pumpkin right here. Oh, oh yes, Christmas is the time of, too much food and, enjoyment. And we all overeat and all the sweets, and you know what we keep saying Christmas is all about. The Christmas is, it is the time of giving, where you have to consider to give to the poor people, even in the Middle Ages. If we go back to the Tudor time, they were simply at Christmas time. If the poorest of the farmer was considered into the king's feast. So that's why we have still wondered how come they're cooking so much food. But that was simply because that according to the king, there has to be some leftovers. for the poor people. Oh, yes. Oh, Katie, I saw that he wasn't so happy about Santa Claus, was he? Poor little man. Yeah. But the fun thing is that it is actually Coca-Cola that made Santa Claus wear red. But in the beginning, Santa is actually wearing a green coat, and he is the offspring of Saint Nikolai. And he is also the one that sort of made sure that there was giving to the poor. And he was the saint for the poor people. And he was the one that sort of went around as a monk. He collected food waste and stuff like that for the poor people. And later on, he got into be Saint Nikolai. And in German, they transferred him to be Nikolai's or Christmas Father Christmas. Oh, that poor thing. Oh, yeah. That poor little man. And these are simply to be dyed and sliced up and made into the most wonderful, wonderful color for my yarn. This is so good when it's dried up. You can cross it and boil it with copper sulfate and simply make the most beautiful deep orange yarn when you have that. So, and lucky for me, I have made a lot of space. This is the second half of it, and we'll start by quartering like this. And as you can see, it is difficult when it gets too deep down here. So it is better to use the tip of it like this. This might be a long process, but I hope you will keep up, or you can watch the review. Because I am also going to show you how to make the Danish kleine. As I promised, to make a Danish Christmas for you. And this is how Christmas is supposed to be, and a lot of the recipes are cheap. Yeah. Yes, dinner, everything for Christmas. I am going to show you. But I am taking it one by one. So you can see it without stress. And I don't think we Danes ever have stressed. Oh, thank you, Katie. See, the secret is that you have a cloth to keep it sturdy, because it is so slimy, so it will slither around. So that's why, as you can see, I always cut on a piece you can dish towel or any clean cloth. So yes, it can be very dangerous. And especially, as I told you in the beginning, do not try to get the knife entirely into it, because this will simply make a vacuum, so it will break your knife, or yes, or it will end up in outside the window. Oh, thank you, Turtle. Yeah. Oh yes, you can simply just, I mean, stab it to death. If you have somebody you don't like, just imagine. No, that's not a good thing to do. But sometimes, yes, you have to sort of get your aggressions out somewhere. And I'm trying not to think about people I don't like, because it is so damn tempting to do that. Yeah, okay, thank you, Kathleen. Yes, that's how we are doing it. Every bit of pumpkin. And for those who want to know what type of knife I'm actually using, it is a Fiskars, and it is actually what you call a sausage knife or a meat knife. It has a very heavy blade. Don't even try to use a thin blade knife. You have to use a really thick knife. Or if you have a husband who is a hunter, borrow his hunter dagger, and remember, cut it with the tip of it, because these pumpkin contain so much sugar, so it's also sticky when you open them up. So, I mean, I grew up that nothing is allowed to go into waste. You can also use this to make, I can tell you, a very beautiful orange. You can actually eat the color. So when you have sort of fried it and boiled all the color out, you blend it, you filter it. You can actually mix it up with what you call a jelly or some gelatin, and you can actually boil some carrot with it and make the most delicious cream dessert using the orange peel, as I call it, from the pumpkin. But I can show you, as you can see over there, I have 3 more pumpkins to do it with. Yes, I am done with the knife. Oh, Kansas, I am done with the big knife. Yes. But I have to cut them. Yeah. So now we got it butchered into larger pieces here. Now I had to cut it into smaller, boiling friendly pieces. And I am going to save some of it for some. I am going to show you how you can actually make some chili soup, some pumpkin soup too. So it is a little much. So and to show you guys how to do it. And it is soup time. That's why I'm making these good breads. Oh, oh, this one. See, it is. So, yeah. Now we got this here, and this is going to be cut and boiled for some other things. This, and we are simply taking this over here because now we need, let's see if I can't do that. So this is too big. So we are taking a smaller one. Yeah. And again, remember when you're cutting something slimy, wetty, right? Please use a piece of cloth. This is a very clean cloth. And I mean, because then it will not slide and you can't get hurt. And please be sure you're using a very sharp knife. Never try to do it with a dull knife. So yes, you have to. Oh, thank you, Soto. Yes, you have to be like this. And I always clean this area where I cook. I mean, I want to see you girls. Hey, I know you will sort of need a small place. As you can see, I clean the area. I keep my cooker clean. I have my clean here. And my oven and this table here is also clean. And when I do things, I have this cloth covering it. So to avoid, because I also dry clothes out here, so it can be dusty. So yeah. So you have to. I am better than a cheap cloth. I mean, these chefs, you know, sometimes when you see the cook, you have the entire kitchen. So, oh yes, that's a good thing too. So what I'm going to do is start up boiling some water. Like this. And the next thing is we need to have our spices here. And I did have something else, but it is like disappeared. But these are, oh yeah, I mean, they have somebody to clean up. I wish I have that too. So pomegranate shell, like orange peel, but from these little bits, star anise, and tomatil root, licorice root, and nilliger. I'm not sure I can show you. They look like this. These. It is easier to show you. These are the one we call nilliger. And hopefully, no, there is no cinnamon. Clove. Okay, thank you, Kansas. And you need a good spice of that here. And that means we need to have some cinnamon. I need to find cinnamon. And we got cinnamon here. And we need some cardamom. You know, like, I'll see if I can put down a recipe for you, what I'm actually using. Right now, I'm just showing off. So these are going back in one of those buckets. Now I'm going to make a little noise. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, Kansas, yes, it is very bad, but it is so, voila. Can you see it? I can assure you, yes, it's very, very fine. Yes, I can even hear it. So, and we'll say that. Okay, yeah, the licorice is actually what is make it very special. So we need a new butcher knife here, and what you're doing is you have I'm shoving it a little bit, and I always only use my fish cars knife. I don't know why, but I even also have in my craft department the brand of Fiskars because they have a good grip um, into them. And yes, so what I'm actually doing now, like this, can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can do that. And simply cut it into small like this. And as you can see, it doesn't slip for me because I keep it on the clean cloth. And this is washed with, I mean, no perfume, soap. I never use perfume or any sort of, I mean, you can give it a smack that way too. I mean, without this fabric softener, I always only use vinegar. So we can actually cut it like this. And we'll start with that part. That means there will be more of this left. The smaller you actually cut it, you more faster you will actually boil it soft. What you have to do is it has to be boiling very soft. So I'm not sure you're going to see the entire boiling, but let's see how far we can go. And I'll repeat the recipe because it actually has to simmer for a couple of hours. So what I'm doing is that you are getting the second half tomorrow or later, where I go back on live, so you guys don't have to stay with me for the next 4 hours. And of course, I am going to show you what we are using it for. We are actually making some pies. We are using it for soup. And this is for our Christmas pie. Yes, exactly. I can do that, Kansas. So I can rest my arm. And I can assure you it is going to smell fantastic. Yes, it is. We are making a special Christmas pumpkin pie because here in Denmark we don't use this only for Halloween, and we are actually, this is a very life, I mean, supporting vegetable. And I mean, it was very important. I mean, for the farmer, if you bigger it get, you better it was, because you more food actually, you more meals you can have out of one pumpkin was so great. Because sometimes, I mean, this was called the poor man's food. Um, and here in Denmark, they have actually been grown that big for many, many years. And then we met the Americans, and suddenly they decided that we cannot eat these. Chefs are telling people you cannot cook this, they're not good for eating. And I was like, what? But then I found out it's simply because they want us to spend more money. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, you can actually see it compared here. So, Yeah, I'm glad he would be happy for my knife skills here. So thank you. No, I think I had an accident with that shoulder yesterday. I don't know. I was cleaning out some glass bottles and old glass, put it in a bag, hang it on a doorway. Of course, that doorway I have to walk in and out from. So I accidentally banged my shoulder into the side of that bag. I mean, so not very happy for it. It has to be sort of similar sizes, but it has to, and it doesn't matter. You get all this good stuff because we need the good stuff from the city. No, that is not good, Kathleen. I can assure you, I was speaking with big, big letters and cursed. I have a special curse word, and when I say that curse word, people know that they have to keep a low profile because then I am pretty pissed off. So, or in pain. So, they're not going to say anything. Oh, yes, sometimes yeah. It can be, I mean, tricky to cook for just one or two people, but I do it because I mean, I owe that to myself, that give myself some good meal. Um, and I do cook, but I always put it up in portions so I know how much I eat. And so I only cook what I eat. I don't like leftovers. Um, because often with leftovers, you don't have enough for, 2 days anyway. And I can remember my great grandma. She said she cooked, and all what was left over was, and that means sometimes she could have about a whole week's leftover in the fridge. And Friday afternoon, she will take a big pot and simply take all the leftovers, no matter what it was, and put it in that pot. And then she will simply add a bone or something and simply fill it up with water and let it boil for a couple hours. And I mean, then it was simply transformed into some sort of soup or stew. And it was, don't ask me what's in it, just eat it kind of style. And when we actually sometimes asked when we were kids what we were going to have for dinner, she just looked at us and said food. And so there's no such things that, we are going to have this and this. No, you're going to have food, and that's it. I was just saying she made a lot of with greens and stuff like that, and sometimes we got meat or anything, but everything was just cut up. And the end of the week, it ended up in a pot and boiled together, sometimes with oak. Um, so, but I have to admit it, it was pretty good. But at that time, she was used to cook for a family of 15. So I can understand how she was so good for manage her cooking skills by that. I mean, I am raised that way, that you don't waste food, and sometimes you are amazed by how much you can actually get out of things that you actually just throw out. Oh, yeah, spaghettis. Oh, yeah, your best friend mom did that too. Yeah, yeah. Okay, my great grandma. I have to admit, sometimes it was like, these where you think about something. The feed poor soldiers with. It was not particularly good, but it was food. Um, and as long as you didn't, I mean, get a bad stomach or something, and you can actually survive of it. But I don't know what pasta sauce is. I mean, must be something spicy. Here we just boil it up with oat or wheat. I can show you another of the world, because this is Christmas preparing. It's a poor man's Christmas. This is and this is also what they will have been served in the age of the Middle Ages, about the Tudor times, and the Victorian would have this. But of course, I'm talking about the average person, not the king and the queen. They'll probably have something even more expensive. But I can assure you, you can also cut it like this. This is how my grandma did, like this. This is how you did in old days. You didn't have all these cutting boards, so waste of time. But it is a little hard on your fingers, but normally that's how you did it. And we have to consider, I need to blend it too. So I think I got a round of a half of this. So we are absolutely there. And that means, as you can see, we got a load of cooking. Yeah. This is how much we have here. And I think that will be, you can fill it up. Yeah, I think we need a little more like this. If I take some pieces, I've said these two, and that's it. To give it a flavor, you can add orange, but we are starting with the spicy one here. So and the beneficial I want to tell you about these big pumpkins, why we love them so much in Denmark, is because they are actually very tasteless. I mean, there's not much taste into them. And that means you can actually add any flavor you wish for this. I bite of this, so I'll keep it here. Here it is. Now we got it, what we need. a good pot full. And the beneficial is that, of course, you can risk you cut in the cloth, but you know what? Rather cut hole in this than your fingers. I just need to pick something up. I'll be right back. I am back and ready. Yeah. Oh. Oh, you have to, okay. Yeah. Oh, turtle. Yeah. I love food. I mean, this is part of life, right? Good food. What we are doing now, put it on a little over medium heat. You already pre-boiled the water, and I put about 1.5 liter of water into it, so it is strictly covered like this. Yeah. And I got one of these things that doesn't work. And what we need now is, because I want this for our Christmas pudding or Christmas pie, so I will be needing 2 oranges. And these are organic orange. So what I'm actually doing now is I'm going to wash them, because what I'm going to do is chop them up and with the peel and everything, just dump it in. But they have to be firmly washed and cleaned, even if they are organic. And you're doing it in hot water and scrub them firmly with this towel cloth or rough cloth, so you're sure that you're sort of getting everything cleaned out. Because I have that idea, even if it is organic, I don't trust these guys that sort of store them properly, and we have that problem. For this is only a half of the pumpkin. As you can see, I have a half pumpkin here. So I have about, let me guess, I have about 1 kilogram, 1.5 kilograms, maybe 1 kilogram of pumpkin. You need 2 oranges. And what we are going to do is to take a clean cloth again. As you can see, I am very, very keen of having this on my cutting board, because the only thing you remove is this little end here and the other end here, like this. Then you simply chop it up with the peel and everything, because what you're going to do is, when all this, normally when it has been boiled and boiled, it will go through a sieve. But I am a modern wife, or, you know, I'm so lucky that I live in the 21st century. I have a blender, a staff blender. It is such a wonderful invention to make blended or smashed. So you are actually putting, so it tastes like orange. So now what we are actually going to have is the most beautiful orange spicy taste pumpkin pie filling, or bread spread. You can use it for bread spread, cookies, like a marmalade. You can also use it for that. And you can actually use it as, if you want to bake, for example, a chocolate cake and have this wonderful spiced orange taste into it. You can actually put it into your chocolate batter to have this rich taste. So this is 2, and they are firmly scrubbed. And the other beneficial is there's so much juice. I want to show you. See here, all the juice will normally like sip out. So the beneficial is to have a cloth, is to capture that. And as you can see, when I'm cutting, I can keep it firm. It is not slippering around. And this will not lower your, this will not dull your knife. So, sorry, I didn't see. Hello, Marina. Too early? How? What do you mean? So it has to cook some couple of hours, yes. But hello, Marina. Good to see you. And what we are actually going to do, this has to simmer and has to boil out for a couple of hours. And of course, you're not going to watch 3 hours of cooking. But I could do that. I could put the pot on a live stream. But oh, I'm cooking too early for Christmas. Yeah, but we did that, Katie. We did that. I mean, you have to consider everybody has very much to do. So in Denmark, actually, we started already in the 1st of December. We started to cook to prepare. Yeah, exactly, Kansas. So what we actually do, because there was livestock, there was 100 things a housewife should do. Her husband need clean clothes and things like that. So we started very early to sort of prepare things so they were ready, for example, for the candy and the sweets and the cookies and stuff like that. So this is also a very good thing to, because you more you actually have it in a pot. What I'm showing you, we are putting it in a glass, and you more it sort of stand and collect the spices will really come forward, and it is going to taste very lovely. So, and it's good to see you, Marina. So, but the main part is that never put your sugar into it when it's boiling, because if you do that, the boiling temperature will be too high, and you have a more likeliness for it to sort of boil over. Yes, I do, Kansas. I am simply canning this. And when you're done with it, it can actually be stored for 1 to 2 years in a cool place. Oh, you do that. You have also ready for your December daily. It is such a great one, Katie. I am watching. You go and do that and have a great day. Hug the little guy. So thank you for coming. And so that means whenever you are boiling fruit, don't add the sugar in the fruit before you have boiled. I mean, the fruit has been boiled, so it is soft, because you will, I mean, you can risk it will give foam and it will be too hot, because you have to consider sugar can be up to 250 degrees, and you can actually destroy the vitamins in the fruit if you boil it in sugar that heated up too much. So wait with the sugar. This is going to have brown sugar. Like this. Here, as you can see, I have brown sugar. And it is rock solid hard. Almost. No, it is. I know this sounds crazy, but you need it entirely. So in here, I have 500 grams of brown sugar. And what you are actually doing, or I don't, because it seems I have taken from it, but you'll need about 500 grams. I think I was taking a tablespoon or something. And what you are actually doing is you're taking your ground spices and you're going to mix it into the sugar together with this. But to make this taste wonderful, you add three of these. Hopefully I got three like this into it. Can you actually see what I'm doing here? This is was my spice mix into it, because what we want this to do is to go inside here. We only need 3 tubs, because you have to consider this is fresh grounded, so this is tasty. And you can also add some more if you want, but I mean, because of the licorice, you have to be careful. Right. So, and then we have my favorite stir here. And we are putting it on 2. So that's for now. And we simply, what I'm actually doing is doing like this. If you leave it opened like this, because this will prevent it from any wooden spoon. It will prevent for it to boil over. So it has to be simmering without lid on it, because it has to be important that we need it concentrated. So we have done that now. And we are simply, it is medium heat. So it is simmer boiling. Oh, it already does, Kathleen. I wish I could send the smell to you. It is the true Christmas clover, cardamom, cinnamon, all this licorice, good stuff. And what we are going to do now is that we are actually cleaning all these. Hello, Troll Girls art. That means we are peeling here all these. And what we are going to do with them is to clean them in hot water. Hello, Sana. And welcome too. So, and we are definitely not wasting this either, because as you can see, we have so much pumpkin we have to cook and show you. But we are beginning with the spiced here. Now I need something to put this into. And I have that here, right here. Put it over here. So that's what we are doing. Yes. So Kansas, what we are doing, we're starting, of course, to peel all these off here. So, who's asking? I'm from Denmark. Yes, thank you, Kathleen. I am from Denmark. And these are very old recipes from Denmark. And this is also a recipe from one that actually it's from my grandmother's friend that sort of immigrated to Elkhorn in USA. They sort of changed recipes, and I can remember she wrote from my great grandma that, you know, the food is short and the harvest have been bad, and my grandma sent her recipes how to cook and something without too much cost of it. Oh, you're from Finland. So you also Nordic. Welcome to Sana. Yeah. So this is all the way what a poor farmer wife will serve on Christmas, because sometimes they have to survive on these big pumpkins. And they could, I mean, there is no that things that you can't cook with a pumpkin. And because they grow so big, you can, and they have very little taste, very weak taste themselves. You can actually make them to taste as anything you like. I don't even know if pumpkin no, if the Finnish are doing, you are missing something, because that's the problem by today, is that people are told you cannot eat pumpkins, these are wrong, but they're also very cheap. I mean, you can grow them, there's a lot of food into them, there's nutrition. They are very nutritious. Even this is not going to be wasted, because it's I mean, this has all the nutrition you have to think about here. So when it's clean for these, we are actually putting them over here to the rest of the pumpkin. We have loads of pumpkin here. And we are actually taking some for seeds. Because the little ones we don't roast, so we are sorted them in perfect size. And I can remember when I was little, I actually sat down, because you get a lot of these, to sort of open them and remove the seed when they're roasted, and they'll be chopped up and used in bread to add some flavor to the bread. And they are very healthy. So it was actually a very nutrition thing for very cheap money. And I mean, these harvests of these are never wrong. But of course, today you have to be careful you don't get anything that is sort of, these are not good. Okay, you have seen them. Yeah, the world is very small now, Sandy, because you can actually buy everything anywhere. I mean, food are traveling around. So I can assure you, I can smell the spices. I wish I could sort of send the smell through the computer for you girls. This is so amazing. You can actually use it for supper. I'm even going to plant some of these seeds. I actually found one that was sprouted inside the pumpkin. Yes, I am Kathleen. Yes, I am going to use the color powder to do that. So I don't know if you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm actually, as you can see, peeling off this. And now I'm afterwards going and flush them out very well. There's too much seeds spreads. There was something a little bit, but as you can see, some of them have actually been sprouted inside here. So it is time for them to get used. Here. And what I'm going to do now is I am flushing them with hot water or lukewarm water. To clean them. So good to see you all. Sorry, I can't show you girls. What I'm actually doing is I'm flushing them. As you can see, what I'm actually have done is fill it up with water, lukewarm water. Oh, thank you. And this is smelling more and more beautiful. And what you actually is doing is you are boiling these, as you can see. Now this run off. But as you can see, the spices is actually going inside. If you take to check, let's see, this is normally color. And as you can see, the spices is actually going inside the meat. And together with the orange. And when you actually has boiled it so soft that you can actually, it is almost there. And make sure to stir into it so everything, because you are losing water by having this without a lid. And that means you can actually put a lid on it now and keep an eye on it. because we don't want to lose too much of the orange oil. And as you can see, I have one perfect here. And this little air does that it is more likely not to boil over. And when these are sort of cleaned, also because I don't want to put my sleeves into here, you are actually taking it oh yes, you might have some of a mess there. And when you have done it, you simply put it in a dry cloth and dry them off like this. And remember, they have to be dry before you roast them. So we are going to put them for drying. And as you can see, some of them are started to sprout, and that's not good. So off we go. And I'll lift it up and check my battery. Yes, Marina. Okay, but thank you for coming. It was so good to see you. And I am also going to leave soon because now this has to be simmer for an hour or two, and I will come back when it is boiled through and I can see my battery is low, so you can easily expect me back. Yes, I need to rest my arm, so I'll be back in 2 hours. Is that a deal? So now you know this is going to be a lot of live streams today, so you can see the cooking. So now, as you can see, I hope and said you can't smell it, but have a look at this. Imagine the clover, the cinnamon, the cardamom, and the licorice, the anise, the everything has this sweet, sweet smell to it. So I'll be back. And so I'll see you later. And thank you, Sanna, for coming from Finland to me. And all of you who has been here, and especially you, Kansas, Kathleen, my loved one. As you can see, I love this one. So bye for now, ladies. And I love you to the moon and back. So, oh, thank you, Sanna. So see you in a short while. And I need to take you because I don't have a mice. So you know what? I need to take you with me into the living room and get my little mice. So, and yes, it has been very nice to meet you and see you, have you invited in my little home here in Denmark. It is a very tiny space, not much space. So better plug some power. And when I am refreshed with power, in 2 hours, I'll be back. And if somebody comes, I'll tell them they have to stand in the kitchen. So, love you, girls. Yes, thank you. So, I love you. Wonderful. Yes, and you stay safe. And remember, it's Jolly December. So, bye. Hi. Hi, Selina. See you later. Yep. Ja, lille skat.